Hello and welcome. In this video we are going to build a NFT marketplace where actually we'll implement a payment gateway that is actually Cryptomus Payment Gateway, and using this payment gateway we would like to receive payments from these websites. And this is a MERN project, so obviously this will be beneficial for you. Okay, so at first let me introduce this platform. Actually, if I refresh here, you can see a logo, and it's creating using only Tailwind CSS. And here there are some navbar. You can see when you hover, then it changes colors, and here is a button actually. And after then we have some banner here. You can just call it hero section, and if you just swipe, you can see it's swiping, and we will do this using swiper.js, and I will show you how we can make this type of swiper very easily. And then we have a best creator and seller sections. It's the common features that have on the cryptocurrency or NFT related platform. So here you can see we also did this using swiper.js, and obviously you can swipe it, or you can just go back and forth easily. Okay, so after then we have the based on, so this is our marketplace. Here if you hover, you can see place bid option is available. By default it's hidden, but when you hover any on any of this card, then it will be just visible or displayable. And here you can see on the card there is a shadow effect. We will do that type of thing. So this is very simple, but here the functionality is the main focus, and we will integrate backend and do lots of steps. So that's why it's the thing. And if you want to just place a bid, for example, if you want to buy this card or with this product, you can just do it for digital products. Obviously you can just do it for e-commerce business, or if you have a NFT related platform, or if you want to like to sell digital products, subscription based business, then this model will work for you. Okay, so if you hit this place bid, then a pop-up will appear. Here you can put your full name, email, and the bid amount, then you can submit bid, or if you don't like, then you can just close it simply. Okay, so that is the features, and let me introduce you how it's actually work. For example, if you would like to buy this one, place a bid. Here you can see the amount changes. First time this card amount is 20.5, and you can see here actually 20.5, and here you can see it's 40.5. And for example, if I would like to place a bid, here you have to define your name. I'm just choosing your name, and here my email, and you can choose any bid amount. So if you want to choose either 100, then you can do, or you can simply keep it the specific one that was 40.5. And if I hit this button, let me click here, then you can see it's redirected to a payment page where you can see we integrated Cryptomus, and I will show you how you can integrate using its API. Okay, and here you can see the expiration time. After this expiration time, actually this link will be invalid, and you cannot use that link to pay actually. Okay, so here you can choose your currency. You can choose many currency, and you can see there are option is a huge. You can see there are huge options. You can choose any of this, and for this actually I will choose USDT, and then you have to select a network. So that is actually, maybe you can choose any of this, and I would like to choose TRC20. And then if you hit this proceed payment, then another page will be open, and you can see the expiration time is within 4 minutes actually it will expire. And if you go to the dashboard, and if you refresh, then choose this merchant account, then you can see we are just placed an order, so that is actually still active. And here the amount is 4.5 40.5 USD. And here you can see this is the payment ID, receiving ID, and the order is still active. So here is the thing. So if you want to pay, then you can just pay with Cryptomus. And then so it says actually my fund is I don't have enough funds. So the another way is you can simply pay by this payment ID. So if you copy this, or you can just scan this, it will redirect to your wallet, and then you can also buy it. Okay, so that is the functionality we're going to implement today's video. And for now, if you'd like to go back to our websites, if we want to just check our responsiveness of these websites, then you can also do that. Here you can see by default when you visit on mobile device, you will see something like this, and the card are awesome. You can see it's still awesome, and if you click any of this, you can see it's also responsive. You can close this, and here you can see there is a navigational menu, something like this. We will just do that very simply. Okay, so I think you can enjoy this tutorial. And before we get started, I would like to introduce Cryptomus so that you can utilize it properly. Okay, the main product of Cryptomus is its payment gateway that help businesses receive payments from all over the world. However, Cryptomus is not just a cryptocurrency payment gateway, it's a full service ecosystem for payments, buying, storing, exchanging, and selling cryptocurrency. And this platform offers a payment gateway that is perfect solution for online business. If you have a retail business, e-commerce business, or digital service product based business, you can just receive your payments without any difficulties and without any hidden commissions. So I believe that you will have a highly beneficial by using these tools. And for this, actually, I will just introduce some of its features so that you can just consider it properly. Okay, at first you can use it either as a business purpose or a personal purpose. So if you use it as a business purpose, then here you can integrate this payment gateway by using API or SDK tools, or you have plugin supports for e-commerce or Shopify platform. And I will also show you how you can integrate this payment gateway using NodeJS server. And here, at first, let's consider some features of it. It's offer crypto processing. You can build your own crypto exchange, can build your own crypto gateway, or just crypto processing to your checkout page. Have a unlimited static wallet for your users. It has white level, seamless, and customizable integration for Cryptomus payment processing features that help your branding. Actually, simply put your brand name and logo and enjoy the authenticity of the payment page without any additional commissions. It offers massive payouts, and it's a features that allows you to make transition to your customers in a single sessions. And it has auto conversion tool that enables automatic conversion upon receiving payments. For example, if you accept BTC from your clients and have it automatically converted to USDT in your accounts. This, and as a merchant, you can also enjoy merchant service, a cryptocurrency payment gateway with no KYC, offering a commission rate as low as 0.4%. And here you can enjoy also a intensive level of support within 3 minutes. Actually, I think it's motivate you, and I would request you just explore its feature, and if you think it's perfect for your digital solution, then you can just use it. Okay, now this time we will get started our project. So for this, actually I will create a new folder and I will start from the beginning. Here we'll name it, so you can just keep any folder name as you want. You can just keep its projects, or you can just do it any name. So here I'm just choosing NFT Marketplace. Okay, so now we have to open these two VS Code. So either you can just open VS Code and you can simply drag this and paste it on VS Code. So if you do this, then you can see a folder is created here, and this is right now empty. We don't have any file and folder here. So at the beginning, what you have to do, you have to create two folders. One is for frontend, so I just name it as a client, and then we have another folder that is for server. So we will work on client first, so that's why here you have to open this terminal, and we'll go to the folder directory. So firstly we will install our front end part on this front client folder. So that's why we'll type cd and then we'll define client. You can just press tab to get it done by automatically, and then you have to press enter. So right now you can see the folder directory is client. So here we will install our React. So for this, actually these projects will get started with Tailwind CSS. So I would like to go to Tailwind CSS, and here we'll click this get started button. From here we'll choose framework guidelines, and then you will go to click here actually Vite. So in this project actually we're going to use Vite to install React, and we also integrate with Tailwind CSS. So at the beginning you have to comment this line, but as we created a folder we don't need to define these ones. So we can simply copy this on. We'll define here, you can just simply paste npm create Vite at the rate latest, or if you want to just do manually type, then you will define npm create then Vite at the rate latest. So this command, and then additionally we will define dot slash. So actually we are going to install it on this current folder, so that's why we define dot slash. That means it's on current folder, and then you have to press enter. So within a here you would require to ask some questions, and at first you have to choose a framework. As you know that React is a framework, that's why here from here we will choose framework, and for this you can use your up and down arrow key from your keyboard. And look, I'm just moving up and down arrow key. So from here when the React is selected, you can see the React is select, then we will press enter. Then we will have to choose a variant. It's actually the language you would like to use. Here we have TypeScript, JavaScript, and Remix. So here I would like to use JavaScript, so that's why I will use up and down arrow key, and then when JavaScript is triggered, then I will press enter. Then you can see here on this client folder there are some folder structures. Here we'll have public folder, src folder, then there's some other stuff. That's actually the folder structure for the React projects. Okay, so now it says you have to command this two command actually. So at first you have to command this npm install. You can type npm install and press enter. Then right now we don't have any node modules. So after commanding this, here you can see a extra folder that is actually node modules. Just wait. You can see, as I said, here is the node modules. A new folder is created here. After then, to run this project, you can simply copy this npm run dev and press enter. And here you will find a localhost URL. If you just press Ctrl and click here, then it will open on browsers. Here you can see it's a Vite React projects, and this is the default screen of the React project. Okay, so now on this website actually we will integrate Tailwind CSS. So for this actually the first step is done. The second step is we have to install Tailwind CSS. So that's why we have to copy the first command. Then here this terminal is running, so to stop it actually you have to press Ctrl and C. Then you can see it's actually terminated, and here you can just do place command. So at first we will copy this first command, and by pressing Ctrl V you will paste it. Actually here what we are going to install here, so npm install, that means we are going to install here Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer as dev dependency. That means it will install by a dev dependency. So let me press enter. I'll show you what's actually define this. D means dev dependency, and if you want to check these actually you can just check on package.json file. Here you can see on the dev dependency dash d means dev dependency. Here you will find Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer. That we command here actually, that we command on here. Okay, so after this the next step is we have to initialize Tailwind CSS by this command actually. So right now here we don't have tailwind.config.js file, but if we command this actually npx tailwind css init -p, then a new file will created here, that would be tailwind.config.js file. Okay, you can see here a tailwind.config.js file is created. Then the third step is we have to configure the template path. So for this, actually we will go to tailwind.config.js file, and then we have to replace this code. Okay, so let me go to tailwind.config.js file. Here you can see this tailwind.config.js file, and here we'll have to replace the content. So we'll copy the whole content and replace this content. Actually this content is now empty, but we have to include some code here, so that is the content replacement. After then you have to add tailwind derivatives to your css. So for this, actually what you have to do, you have to go to index.cs, and that is on src folder, and then you have to replace it. I can simply copy it, and then here on the src folder we'll have index.css. We'll just delete all the predefined code here, and we'll simply paste the 3 lines that defined here. Okay, after then the step is done. Now you can just run your project again. Okay, so if we just paste the command here, or simply type npm run dev to run the projects, then again our projects start running here. So you can see the design is broken right now. It's actually we remove some styling, so that's why that is broken. And right now, from if you go to app.jsx, here we have some code actually, and this code is rendering here. But if you remove everything from here, from this empty fragment to this empty fragments, then you will see this is now blank. But here if you type, for example, ason hello developers, then you can see this is here, but there are some others styling here. And let me remove this unused code. Okay, so here's some other styling, so that's why it's starting from this point. Actually the other styling is there on app.css. You can just select all and delete everything. So if you do this, then you can see it's started from these positions. But if you want to check if tailwind css is working, then you can just copy this ason, and you can simply go back to app.jsx. Here you can just simply paste it. So if you do this, then you can see now it's hello world. If you define any tailwind css class here, for example text red 700, then you can see the text is now red. So you can write any tailwind css. But here for this, actually you can use a extension that is tailwind. You will simply search tailwind css, then you will get a tailwind css intelligence. It's from the tailwind lab, that means it's the official extension and you can use it. So after using it, actually you can get suggestion. If you write anything, for example if you just define margin, you can simply define m, then you can just see here there are many options. If you choose m6, then it would be 24 pixels margin all around. So let me check it. It's now their mass margin. If you want to define background color, for example bg and black, so here you can see it's now background black. You can just add padding p12, something like this. Here you can see mass padding is applied here. So our tailwind css is working, and I think everything is fine. Okay, so now at this point what we'll actually do, we'll just integrate here in this project. Actually we will have a font setup, the font setup, so that's why we'll go to Google Fonts, and from there we'll integrate fonts. Here you can see we'll search new nitro font. So new nitro, and this is the fonts we're going to use. You will just click this get font, and from here get embedded code, and here you will copy this link we are going to use it on web, so that's why this is web platform. We will simply copy this, and from there let me close all of this stuff. So right now it's empty. We will go to on this here index.html and we will simply paste it. So we can just add a comment. So this is actually fonts. Okay, and if you format, then your code is will be something like this. So this font setup is done, but here we can just change the title. We'll define NFT Marketplace using React JS and Tailwind CSS. Okay, so here you can see the title has changed. So that title we changed it here. Okay, but still our font setup is not yet complete, because we have to just define, we have to customize the tailwind.config.js file to do this. So we'll go back to tailwind.js.config, and here we'll add a fonts. So inside this theme actually we'll have to define font family, and here we'll have parenthesis. After then let me define a comma here. Inside here we'll have to define fonts. The fonts will be, you can just define sans, and here you can just choose the version. So that would be, let me check here, that would be neutral sans serif. So this is the font family. Let me copy it and keep it here. We'll have to define quotations. Okay, that is done. So if you just define this actually on your file, for example we go to app.jsx, and here, or we can just define it on, okay, let me define it here. We'll define, or we can just define it here, for example text sans. It's actually, why not suggesting. Okay, let me define it, maybe we can just define it primary, or let me check if we're getting it. Text, it's not suggesting. Text, I'm sorry, it's actually not working, but why not, I don't know. Okay, so if this is not working, what we can just do, we can simply do it manually. We can just copy this and we can include a body here on this app dot or index dot css. Here we can simply define it by css. Here the body will be font family, this font family. Okay, and here we'll also define a background color, that would be background, and we'll define a specific background color. We'll do it by apply method. So if you would like to change tailwind css classes, here you can just define apply, and that would be busy. You can write tailwind css by this, actually that would be busy salad 900. Will define this color. So if you do this and back to your websites, then you can see the background color is changed. Now we can just get started with the app folder here. At first let me remove this. At first we will design the navbar. So if you check, the navbar is something like this. We'll design this navbar. Okay, so for this we will organize these projects using folder structure. So for this, on this you will click this src. Here we'll create two folders. First one is components folder, and there you will create another folder. So click here on this src. We will create a pages, so where we will keep all the pages. Okay, so inside this component folder we will have a navbar.jsx. Look here, we're using JSX syntax, so that is actually JavaScript extensive language, so that would be JSX. And here we can simply define RFCE. It's a React functional component, so you can see it's a function here, and we export the function, and we can remove this actually. So you can manually do it by this way. We will define const here, the function name, that would be navbar. Here we can just define arrow functions. We can just define this way, and from here we can just return a div that would be navbar. And finally we can export default it. So export default, and we can just default this number. But every time if you do this manually, then it will take your time. So that's why I will introduce you another extension that would be ES7, and this is the ES7 plus React Redux React Native extension. By using these, actually, if you type, let me clear everything, RFCE, then you will get this automatically done for you. Okay, so here you can see every time it's actually showing an warning. So that is for ESLint. You can either quick fix is by this way, or you can just customize this ESLint. So let me copy this, and from here we'll go to eslints.cjs. From here we'll define a rule, and this rule will define either the value will be either off or 0. So if you define 0, then right now you can see the error has gone. Okay, so error has gone. So here, as we used on, we have defined a React component. Here we have to import it from app.jsx. Here we'll define navbar, and right now it's imported. So if you define it, then from your website, so you can see it's navbar. Okay, so if this is okay, then let's design the navbar. So for this, actually, here, let me close all of this stuff. We don't need this right now. We'll focus on this specific component. That is for navbar. We will write semantic code, so that's why it will be nav. Here we'll define class name. We'll define a class name of p4, that means padding 4, and busy select 900 by default. Okay, so right now you cannot see any changes. Okay, but here we can just define color. So text color will be white or something for now, so that it can visualized here. Okay, we remove that from here. Let me define number, so you will see it's now white. Okay, so if you have this, let me define here. We'll have another div, and this div is actually for the size. We'll define the number size, so that's why here we'll have class name. We'll define container. Container means actually it's very responsive. By default it takes full width, 100% of width, but when you are on the larger device, for example, if you are on the minimum device width of 640 pixels, then the container will be this one, and on the larger size it will be this on. Okay, after then we'll define mx auto, and finally we'll define a max screen size, so that would be max w screen xl, and that would be relative. Here the position will be relative. So after doing this, here we'll define flex container. We'll define flex container. We'll take a div. Inside this div we'll have logo. Okay, so for this logo, actually we'll take a anchor tag, and here the path will be root path, and we'll define a span tag, and that would be nft. And after this span tag we'll have a market. You can just replace your logo here, it's no matter. So if you check your website now, you can see it is something like this, but we have to make this type of thing. So for doing this, actually, let me close all of this stuff. For doing this, actually, we will have to apply some css class. So here we'll add some css, so that would be class name text to excel. Look, by using the tailwind css extension, it's actually suggesting, so you don't have to memorize it. Here the text will be to excel, then we'll have font bold, and then we'll have to define it uppercase. Finally we'll have text transparent, then we'll apply the gradient color, so that's why that would be busy clip on text. After then we'll define busy gradient color, gradient to T. Then here we'll define the color start from fuchsia 500, then it will be via red, its middle range color, that would be red 600, and then we'll define the end color, so that would be orange 400 or something like this. So if you do this right now, here you can see this is the colors, but here we'll have different colors, so that's why we'll target this span and we'll define. Okay, I think it's fine. It's fine. Okay, here after this actually we'll have another div, so here we can add a comments, so that would be menu items. Inside here actually we'll just render some menu items from the top, so that's why we'll define some array at the top, const nav links, and here we'll have a array, and this time we will define home, then we will have market. Actually it's nav item, that is here, actually you can see this is the nav items market. Then you can just define explore, then we will have exhibitions, so that would be xhb exhibitations, and finally at last we will have artist and collectors. Okay, so if you have nav define, if you have an array, then you can just loop through it by using, for example here we'll have a curly braces and we'll call it so nav items dot map. Here every time we will get a link and we'll get index number. Here we will have a arrow, then a parenthesis. We can just simply define anchor tag. Inside this anchor tag we will just render the link, so this is link, and here we'll have to pass a key props, so that would be unique, so here we'll define index. So if you now check your websites, here you can see all of these things, so if you apply styling here it will work. So for these actually let me define class name. Here by default on hover color we'll define text indigo 600, text indigo 600. We'll define duration will be 200, then we'll define is in out. Okay, so let me check. When you hover it's working, but we need to define more thing, so here we'll target this div and we'll define by default it will be hidden, but on larger devices it will be flex, then it will be space x6, we'll have text sm, then we'll have item center. Okay, so here you can see something like this. If you check it on small devices you can see the nav items has gone actually. Here we can just make a little sense, instead of t we can just define r, so I think now this color is okay. Okay, so this time what we will do, we will just, this is complete. Now at last we need a button, so that's why after this div actually we need to define a button. Here we will define connect wallet, so this is wallet button, and here we'll apply classes, so that would be px5, then we will define grounded md, we'll define font medium, then border indigo 600, py will be true, background will be indigo 600, and finally we'll have on hover actually we'll have busy indigo 700. Okay, and on hover actually we'll have a border color, so that would be border indigo 700, something like this. Okay, so I think this is okay. Let me check. So when you hover, it's working something like this. Okay, so now we need to change the position. So here on this div actually you can just apply class name, you can apply flex, justify between items center, text will be white. Okay, let's see. Here you can see this is now on the positions of left and right. So if you have done this, now next option is when you just to go to on smaller devices, you have to make a menu icons here, and when you toggle you have to show menu items, something like this. So for this actually, after this div actually, here we'll define hamburger menu. We'll define a div, so this div will have a class name. This class name will be on large, it will be hidden. On large devices actually this will be hidden, and here we'll have nav. So this nav will come from a user state, so here we'll define nav and set nav, and we'll define a user state hook. So its user state hooks actually define what the state changes, so by default it will be false. Okay, so if you do this right now, here you can see we'll have nav, then we will use some icons. So for this actually we need to install React icons. So we'll go to React, we'll search icons, then you will find these websites React icons, and if you scroll a little bit, so this is the command to install it. Okay, so this time actually you open the terminal, and we don't actually, here what's the warning, let me stop it, clear this and paste the command. So we're going to install React icons. Okay, it's done. Now again we'll run it, so that would be npm run dev. So project is running. Okay, the error is coming from here, actually we didn't define it here. So what icon we would like to use here, we need a close icon. So we'll define close, and that would be, we can specifically define IO. Wait, it's actually loading. Okay, we can just have it, we have to import it at the top. So let me import it at the top. After that we have to import these components. Let me define this component. Here we will define these components, and otherwise we will have options. Here we will need a hamburger menu, so that's why here we will search outline menu. So we need this type of outline menu, so I think this is okay. We'll import this first at the top, paste it here, then we'll copy this and simply paste it here. Okay, now the time is that we'll have to define styling. So here we'll define size will be 28, and we'll define the class name will be text white, and here we'll have another size, the size will be 25. Okay, so if you have do this, then you can see the websites. Let me refresh it. If you check it on smaller devices, you can see here, if you click, it's actually doing nothing, but a hamburger menu is there. So why it's actually not working? Look, we need to define one click here. So we'll define a one click, and here we'll pass toggle nav. Okay, so we need to create a function. So after this, actually we will create a function, define const toggle nav. It will be a function. Here we'll have something like this. We'll define set nav, and here we'll have priv, and then we'll actually define return statement. So that would be something like this. Okay, so if you do this right now, if you click, you can see it's actually toggling. So if you have this toggling options, you can simply show that. So here, so how to choose nav items? So for these, actually here on this, here we can just show mobile menu. Then let me define nav and then we'll have a div. Inside this div we'll have another div. Okay, actually we can just copy this whole div here and paste it here instead of this div. Okay, let me format this code. So let's check. If you just click here, you can see it's actually removing. We need to define it here. What we'll do, we'll define it hidden on LG. Okay, we can simply define it will be space y. We don't need to define hidden. It will be flex item center, and by default flex will be column. Okay, something like this. Let me check it. Here is the thing, but it's actually not properly working. So for this, actually here we'll define a class name, so that would be absolute, and we'll define top 14. We'll define busy gradient to r. Then we'll have from rows 400 via, we'll define another color, so fuchsia 500, and finally we'll have it too, that would be indigo 500, and finally we will have z index of 50. We will define full width, and we'll define px 28. We'll have py 8. We'll have rounded lg. Let me check. Here is the thing. You can see this is the thing. If you just toggle it on the largest devices, so let me show it. After a certain large, you can see how the effects. You can either check it this way. Okay, I think this is fine, but here you can just do others customization if you need, but I think this is okay now. So our nav items is now complete. Nav items is now complete. Let me refresh, and it has gone. So this is done. Now what we will do, we'll just do this swiper.js, and for this actually we'll have hero section. So let me close this. Here we will have to create another component, so that is for hero.jsx rfc, and we'll import it on here after this number. So hero.jsx, self closing it. Okay, so right now after this, actually you can see this is hero. So here what you will do, actually at the beginning we'll design it, we'll convert it to section. Okay, and here we will apply some classes, so that would be margin top will be 3. Then we'll define relative, then we'll define overflow hidden, and text will be white. So that is the section. You can see this is hero. Okay, so after this actually we'll have to define a div. So this div will be a container. So this is actually a container div. Can just define container. Then we'll have to define max screen size. So max w screen excel. Then we'll define mx auto. mx auto means it will start on center positions. Okay, so this is the thing. And here what you have to do, you have to implement swiper. So that's why we will integrate swiper. So let's search swiper.js. Swiper.js, and this is actually swiper.js.com. This is the official website. You have to click this get started. Here this is the command to install it. And again what you can just do, you can just go at the bottom. Let me close it, or you can just open another terminal. For now let me just click this plus icon to take another terminal, and here we'll just comment this. But right now you can see the path is this folder name, but we have to go to client folder, so that's why cd, and here we'll define clients. So right now we're on the client folder. Make sure you're on the client folder, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so we'll paste the command. Here you can see we defined npm install swiper. Okay, so it's installed. After this what you have to do, you have to include this css. So that's why you can just either copy this, or you can just simply copy this and include it here. Okay, so to do this actually what you have to do, look, to use it, here is the way. Let me we can just check it on demos, and then here you can just find some demo. We need this type of thing. You can see this is the similar one. So we need the first one. Here you can just click react, and let me reject everything. From here how it's actually working, we will have to include this stuff. We can include this command first. So we are importing react swiper from react/swiper. We are importing swiper and swiper slide from react/swiper, and we have included already the css. So that's why here you can see the css is included. And now this time actually we'll copy this. We'll just copy this and simply paste it here. So if you do this right now, you can see this is slide 1, you can see slide 2, slide 3. So it is doing, but we not all the slide. Actually we need only 3 slides, so that's why I keep it simple. And instead of this, actually here we'll define an image, and we need to define the image path. So for this actually let me import images, and I think I will provide you all the images, so you don't need to worry about it. And we'll just copy these images. You will get the git repository, and you will find it on actually you will find this 2 on the public folder. You will copy this and you will paste it on the public folder. So we will have images, and here we'll use that images. So that's why we'll define clients slash public folder slash images. Then we'll have banner 1. As we are importing it from public folder, we don't need to include that. So that's why we'll start from images, and that would be the first image. So if you check, if you go back to the first slide, you can see this is the images. And if you have here, you can simply add some styles. So class name, here we'll define rounded, empty, we'll define height would be 60, and on medium devices height will be is auto. Okay, so if this is done, you can simply copy this and replace it on the other slide. This is second, and this is third. You can change the image, so that will be banner 2, this will be banner 3. So if you have these, actually you can see it's actually working perfectly. But if you need, you can just do some other customizations. Okay, we don't need this CSS, we can just remove this. And here actually we can just define a space between, we can just define a space between, and here we'll define the value will be 50, and we'll define slides per page, slides per page, sorry, slide per view, and that would be obviously 1. Okay, so if you do this, let me format this code, and I think everything is fine. You can see here's actually working. We'll have 3 slides, and if you check it on small devices, you can see it's still working perfectly. You don't need to do anything to do this type of sliding. Okay, so hero section is probably done, and look how fast we're building our websites. So next we have to do these sections, and for this actually we'll have another one, so that would be actually this is best seller or something. Okay, so for these actually we'll do it on pages. You can organize wherever you can just do. You will define best seller. Okay, inside this folder we'll have best seller .jsx rfc. We'll have to import it on app.jsx. Let me define best sellers, save closing it. Right now you can see it's best seller. So if you have to design this, actually let's do that. Here we can just define it's a section tag. We are writing its XM, actually we're writing it semantically, so you should focus how to write semantic code. Here we'll have a padding, we'll have a padding top and bottom, so that would be 24, and we'll define text will be white. Okay, let's check. Here you can see it's starting from here on these positions. So after these actually we'll have a div, and this is a container div. We will define container, then we'll have max w6 xl, then we'll have mx auto, then we'll define overflow hidden. Okay, and then here we will have a div. In this div we'll have a h1. Let me copy the text. You can just put your own text. So first one will be this text, sorry, and here we'll define class name, that would be text to excel. On medium devices, that would be text free excel. Font will be medium. Okay, so font medium. After this actually we'll have another div. We'll have a div. Inside this div we'll have a paragraph. So let me copy the text, and here we can just quite paste it. So let me disable props, and here we'll have a class name. We'll define it text salad 400, and after this actually we will have another div, and inside this we have see more, and then we will have a icon. So this icon will something like this. Let me check icons. The icon will be outline arrow right. So outline arrow right, something like this. or you can just check, wait, which type of this type of arrow. Okay, we can just choose this one. Let me copy it here. We will simply paste it. Let me import it. Okay, and there, what you have to do, we'll have to define a size. So that would be size 12. Okay, so here on this div actually, so this is the parent div of the paragraph and the icons. Here we'll define on medium devices, it will be flex, it will be items center, it will be space x2, and text will be indigo 600, and we'll have fonts semi bold, and by default it will be hidden. Okay, so let me check it. Here you can see more buttons, and we need to styling it. So that's why here on this div, actually on this div we'll define flex, will have justify center. On medium devices we will define justify between, we'll have w full. Okay, let me check it. Now we can see the see more button is here. Okay, so it's perfectly working, but here we need some gap, so that's why here we can just define in this div, actually we can just define class name, that would be flex, and that would be flex column. Then we'll have items center, we'll have on medium devices item will be start, and finally we'll have a space, y will be 5. Let me check here, must gap right now. After then we'll have to make this type of swiper. So that's why what we'll do, we'll create a new folder. So here actually let me define this div. After this div, actually inside this container we'll have slider, and this, for this actually we'll make a avatar slider. We'll click this and create avatar slider dot csx rfce, and for this actually at first here we'll have a class name, we'll define text white, we'll have is full, we'll have max w 6xl, and by default it will be container. Okay, so inside here actually we'll have to implement slider. So this time actually we need to responsive slider, and let me close this one, and from the demo we can choose maybe here where is the responsiveness. If you scroll a little bit then you will find responsive, so we need this. Actually we'll click this react, let me dismiss it. At the beginning you have to include all of this stuff. Let me copy all of this stuff and add it on the top. Then we'll have to copy these actually. Let me copy this. Okay, here is the starting points. Let me copy all the slider. Okay, and paste it inside these actually. So if you do this, then if you go back there, you can see here is a dot. You can actually not seen properly, but I can see it's here a dot. So if you have here Okay, let me first instead we don't actually not all of this stuff. We don't actually not all of this stuff, and we would like to use user. So we'll import users. So actually it's not importing, but here inside this data you will find users. So we'll import this users here. So let me try users. I'm just importing it at the top, and see it's imported from publics, something like this. If this is done, then you can simply map it. So for this users dot map, then every time we'll get a user, single users, and then we'll get index, and then we will have to define arrow here. We'll have parenthesis, then we will have to define a div, and here we can simply define, let me define a key props. Key props will be users dot name, and as we actually use this, we can keep it actually inside here. Let me remove it, and here we'll have to define key props. So that would be idx, or the name, and inside these actually what we will do, we will have a div first. After this div we'll have a card actually. So that's why here we'll make another thing. So that would be avatar card dot csx refce, and we'll import the avatar card from here. Avatar cards, self closing. At first we'll have a img, so that would be, look, if you check the users data, you can see img means image, so you can simply pass user dot img, then you can pass name, so the name will be user dot name, and then we will have handle, that would be users dot handle. You can check there is a handle, so this is actually name, and after this we'll have gradient, so that would be obviously user dot, let me define gradient. Okay, so if you have this, if you just pass this from here, you have to receive it by here. So I am just receiving all of this stuff, and finally this on. Okay, so here you can see some warning. You can just quick fix this, or you can just customize the ESLint. Let me add another rules. So here that would be 0. Okay, so this is done, and now we'll have to design the card. So for this actually we'll have a div, and here we'll have to define some class name. So that would be w full, and on medium devices that would be w52, and finally we'll have rounded lg, we'll have overflow hidden, and finally we'll have border salad will be 400, and we'll have define some opacity, so that would be 10% of opacity. We'll define padding bottom, so that would be 6, and on hover actually we'll define shadow excel, and duration will be 500. Duration 500 will have is in out, then we'll have hover shadow white, and here the opacity will be 5. So if you check, you can't see anything. Let me define another div, and here we'll define gradient, so that would be simply class name. We will just pass dynamic class name, so that's why caret sign here, and age will be 24. Then we'll have dollar sign gradients. Okay, and finally after this div, actually we'll have another div, and we'll pass img, and here the src will be img, and this time we'll have a class name with will rounded will be full, rounded full. Then busy will be center, and here object cover. Finally we'll define a width, so that will be 24. Height will be 24. Overflow hidden. Okay, let me check why actually not CyberJS is working. Let me inspect it, and here everything is fine, but it's actually not working. Did we import it? We have to import the slider here. So without importing we are trying to get it, so that would be avatar slider. So after importing it, it's actually here is the error. So this is the error from the avatar slide. So let me go to avatar slide, and here we are just copy this. We don't need to include that system. So right now we can see this is the thing, this is the thing, and it's swiper. We have to just add design mask better way. Okay, let me define some class name here. So the class name will be self start. Self start will define it dash margin top 12, and will define mb6. Okay, here is something like this, and what we can just do, we can just cart it, and we can take another div. Inside this div we can just keep it. So here on this div actually we'll define flex, and we'll define flex call. Okay, let me check. The image is not moving to the center, so that's why what you will do. Okay, after this let me define the content first, then we will fix it. We will have a h3. Here we will pass name, then we'll have a paragraph, so that would be handle. Okay, we'll add class on handle, so that would be text select 400, and then will be text sm size. And here on this we'll have class name, we'll have text excel. And finally here on this div actually we'll have class name text center, and mb6 on medium devices mb2. So let's check it. The image is not on the center positions, so here we can just define text center. It's actually not working. We can just define mx auto. Why it's actually not centering position? Let me check mx auto here. Okay, now it's actually working. You can see this is the thing that is perfectly working, but here did some margin top or some actually div here, so that it will be just work properly. But here what we will do, we can just go back to the avatar slider, and here we can just do a little bit adjustment on these swiper.js. Actually we can add some class name here. So margin top will be 12 or something. Let me check. Yeah, that is too much gap. We can just define it maybe 8. Okay, and see it's perfect. And if you check its responsiveness, let me check inspect, and here By default it's showing 1. If you scroll, then it's showing 2 items at a time, and if you go bigger, then it will show 4 items. Okay, so it's still responsive. You can see it's still responsive perfectly. So now at this time we'll have to design this for product section, and it's actually a product category. When you hover, you can see the place bit, and you hover, you can see on the card there is a shadow effect, and obviously if you click, then we will have to make this type of model. Okay, so all we do going to make this thing right now. So for this actually we'll maintain another page. So here we will click page. You can see underline is here. After then you will choose a folder, so that would be obviously products. So the folder name would be products or something, and here you can just name it product.jsx rfce, and we have to import it after this. So here products, import it. Okay, so right now you can see the product is here. We need to add styling here. So for this, at first here we convert it to a section, then we'll add class name, we'll define p4, and we'll define pb, that means padding to the bottom 24, and text will be white. That is the thing. Let me check here. This is product. After then we'll have a container. Let me define, this is container. Then we'll have max w 6 excel, then we'll have mx auto, then overflow can be hidden, something like this. And after then we'll have the content, and this content is similar to the bestseller. Here you can see, here we'll have a div. We can just copy this div and keep it on here. We don't need this, so we'll remove that. And obviously we can just remove this block, then keep only the paragraph and keep it there, and simply we can remove this div. Okay, simply we'll have h1 and p, and we can just quite fix it so that it will be fixed. Okay, let me check it here. This is bestseller. Let me just change the name. We'll define it this, so edit the text, then we'll have to edit the paragraph text, and here this will be something like this. Okay, so we can just define that would be text center for now. Now it would be on the center positions, but it's actually not working, because here you can see we defined margin items is paired, but it will be item center. Okay, now it's actually on the center position, but we have to make this type of stuff. So that's why here we can just define a width. So for example, on medium devices we can just define w 2/3 and mx auto, something like this. Or you can just define it's 1/3, it's too big, 2/4, so 50%. Okay, I think this is right. Okay, so after having this, then next we have to design this card. So for this, actually after this div, we'll just format this. After this, actually we can have a card section, that will be cards grid, and there you will have to design the card. Okay, for this at first we'll have a div. Inside this div we will make a card. So let me define card list, .jsx rfce, and here we'll simply define, let me import the data for the NFTs. So we'll import NFTs, then we'll do map operation here. Then every time we'll get NFT, or you can simply get item, then we'll get indexed. Then finally we'll have something like this. We'll have to map a card. We can just design a card. Let me define card.jsx rfce, and let me define cards here, and we'll define key prop, so that will be I. Okay, so if you do this, then you can see here all the cards is here. You can simply apply some classes here, so that would be by default it's grid, then by default it's grid calls 1, and on medium devices grid calls 3, and on large devices grid calls 4, and gap will be 8. Let me check it. Here is the card. We can add some margin top, so m top will be 8. Okay, you can just define it 12. Okay, here is the card section, and we can also define item center, or place items. Maybe it's place content center. Why it's actually not working? Maybe it's item center, justify center. Okay, so for this time we will design the cart, and from here actually we'll pass the item. So item equal, okay, so here we define class name, that would be flex, and that would be group. Then we'll have a flex by default call. Then we will have a space y 10, then rounded lg overflow hidden border, then border slide 400, and we will just define the opacity, that would be 10. Then we will have some padding, so that would be pb 8. Then we will have on hover we'll define shadow excel, duration 500, is in out. Then on hover is in out, hover will be shadow white. Then we'll have relative. So all the class is that, and now you can see this is the thing. Here we can just define some opacity here, that will be 5%. Okay, now you can see this is the hover effects. Okay, after this actually what you can just do, you can just define another div, and this is for image and counter. Let me add comments. So images and counter. Here as we pass items, we can just get item here, and then we can simply destructure it. So const item, and the destructure will be based on this. Firstly we will have img, then we will have title, then we will have price, likes, and finally sell price. Okay, so we'll take an image img, and here the src will be img. Let me check. Here you can see this is the image. And then what we will do, we can just define image will be class name of object cover. Object cover. Okay, fine. So in this div, we can simply define flex call items start, and that would be relative. So after this image, actually we will have conditionally if cell, and we will do something like this. Let me import icons. So if you do, firstly here you can see here is the thing is there. We can just define this is the thing. Okay, let me do a customizations. Here we can just add justify center, then we will have px4, then py1. Here we'll define busy gradient for r from rows 400 via fusin 500, and here the last value is will be indigo 500. Then we'll have rounded excel absolute position, then we'll have a bottom 5 left 5. So let me check. Here is the thing similar like this. So this is done. Okay, after this, actually the next thing is that after this div we will have content. So let me add content, and there what you have a div, and then here you will define class name. The class name will be px6, then flex call, then space y3. So here we'll have simply h3, so that would be title. Let me check. Here is the title. Look, this title is there. After this title we'll have a div, and inside this div we'll have a price. Then for this, actually we'll have a div, then we'll have a div with a icon. So we'll just use Ethereum icons. So that would be something like, or this icon. You can import this at the top, then we'll have to include this inside this div actually. Then we'll have a paragraph. So here we'll define price, and after then we'll have ETAs. So let me check. So ETAs, we have to do styling. So here on this div, or on this paragraph actually, here firstly add class name on this paragraph, then we'll define text sm, then we'll have font semi bold, and here on this div actually we'll have flex, then we'll have space x to text indigo 600, and finally item will be center, and here we'll define size will be 18. Okay, let me check. Here is the theme. So after then lastly we will have these lamp icons. So actually we can just copy this and paste it here. Instead of this, we can simply define heart icon, and that will be hi heal heart. And here we'll define class name text rows 600 or something like this, and instead of price here will be likes, and that would be, let me remove it, and we'll define text would be text salad 400. Let me check here, actually something like this, and we need to do it side by side. So here this is the parent div, here we'll define flex and justify between, check it, here is the thing, and finally we need this actually. So after this div, after the above the price, here we'll define, actually it's extra div, okay, no matter. So finally what have to do after this content, we'll have a div. So this is hover effect, and what we'll do, we'll define the div, and inside here we'll have a button that would be place bid. Let me check, here is the place bid, we will convert it to a button, so that's why here class name will have text sm, then we will have px6 py2 busy indigo 600 rounded empty, we'll have hover busy indigo 700, then we'll have duration 200, we'll have is in out. Okay, so look, after then we will target this div, and here we will define absolute position will be absolute, then will be by default hidden, then it's start from top 1 by 4, then we'll have left 1 by 3, then on medium devices left will be 1 by 4, then proof hover, then that would be busy indigo 700, duration 200. Okay, sorry, here we need to define group hover will be flex, then we'll have animate bounce, and we'll have translate transition wall, then we'll have ease in out, finally we'll have a duration 1000. So let me check, by default, look here, by default it's hidden, when you hover you will find this, it's something like this, and if you make this center, then what if maybe it's here is not working, let me check, here we can simply define item center, let me check, okay, everything is going there, so we don't need to include that, I think it's fine, we can just define it on empty, right will be 1 by 4. So this is done, and finally if you have, then what if you click there, so to do this, here we will define a one click, and that would be actually on click, and here we'll define toggle model. Okay, so for this, what we'll do at the top, we'll define some use state hook. So that would be, we'll define const, and that would be a function. And here at first, let me define some use state hooks. So const here is model open, and set will keep it here, and I will be capitalized. Then will be use state false, use state false. After then, what we'll do, we'll define const that would be bid amount, set bid amount, use state will be price, and finally we'll have const full name, set full name, use state will be empty, and finally we'll have const email, set email, use state empty. Okay, and when toggle, actually we will define set toggle open, and that would be not is model open. Okay, so this is the functions. After then, what we'll do, we'll define a model. So let me define a model after this, actually, where we can just do it. So let me keep it inside a empty fragments, and then we will have this, and after then let me format this code. After then we will have model, then let me create a model. So here I am going to create it on components. Here we'll create a folder, so that would be model, and inside this model we will have bit model dot jsx rfce. We will import it from here, bit model. Inside here we will pass some props, so that would be is open, call will define it is model open, then we will have on close, that would be toggle model. After then we will have on bit submit, that would be handle submit function. So we'll define a handle submit function here. So const, let me define something like this. Here we'll have only console log clg, that would be button clicked. Okay, up to this we'll have full name, that would be full name, and here full set name, so that would be set full name. Then we'll have email, that would be email, set email, full email. Then we'll have bid amount, that would be bid amount. Then finally here it will be amount. Let me do a correction, that would be amounts. Okay, and finally we'll have set bid amounts. Okay, all is done. Here the styling has broken, but let me refresh. What we will do on the beat model, actually here that would be more dull, and this model will create a model .jsx rfc will have something like this. Will have is open. Let me define it. Is open. Then we'll have on close. Then we'll have children. Okay. So actually here we'll define class name. We'll have flex, then inset 0, then we'll have flex. Okay, we will have fixed actually. Then we'll have item center, justify center. We'll have busy black, then busy opacity, and that would be 50. Then we'll have jd index, so that would be 50, and finally px will be 4. After this, actually what we will do here, we'll define another div, and then we'll render children here, and after this actually we'll have a button. This button will be close button, and here we'll have class name margin top 4, then px 4 ey 2, then busy gray 800, text white, and rounded empty. On hover will be busy gray 700, and here we'll define on click, that would be on close. So everything has gone, but here let me input it model. On this model here we'll receive is open, then on close, then we'll have on submit, and actually you have to pass all of this stuff: email, state email. Finally we'll have to pass beta mode, set beta mode. Actually everything you have to pass here. So after this actually we'll define is open, so that would be is open, and then on close, so that would be on close. Okay, so that is the thing. Let me check here and see. Let me refresh. So it's actually not working. Oh, actually it's not working. Let me check on the card. We'll have model toggle, and here you will define toggles model, something like this. Okay, here let me add some class names. So here would be busy white, then we'll have p of 8, rounded l3, width will be on medium devices, width will be 1/4, and MX will be auto. Okay, but why actually the content is not working? Okay, here let me define if not is open, then here return null. Okay, let me check. Okay, fine, it's now working. So if you click, then it's actually working. If you close, then it's closing. So right now we'll have to design this model. So actually bit model. Here we'll design this bit model. First we'll have a div, and we'll define the class name will be p5, and inside here we'll have a JSON. We'll define place your bit. There we'll define class name. We'll have capitalize. Then we'll have text to Excel. We'll have font bold. We'll have margin bottom 4. Then text gray 300. Let me check it. If you click, then it's actually this bit. Okay, we can make it 500. Now I think it's fine. If you click OK, it's working. After this JSON, actually we'll have another div. Actually we can just convert a form here. We can just take a form. So form, we don't need action actually. Here in this form we'll have an input field, and this input field have a placeholder. So that would be full name, and here we'll have a value. The value will be full name. Then we'll have on-chains. On-chains, here we will define events. So the events will be, we'll set full name. That would be event.target.value, and after then we'll define the class name. The class name will be border, then p will be true, then mb will be 4, then w will be full, text gray 500, and finally we'll have to make it required. Okay, let me check it. So here you can see full name. If you have, then you can just copy this for others. So we just copy it, and here we'll define type will be email. We'll have a your email, and the value will be email field. Then on-chains, instead of full name, here will be set email field. Okay, and it will be required. So let me click here. You will have name, your email, and finally look, the final one is the app number field. Here we'll have to define, just copy this again. So let me copy this input field, and we'll define this field will be number, and placeholder will define bit amount, and here value will be bit amounts. So set bit amount, and finally I think, let me check, you can see this is the price. So if you choose the second the third one, it's actually the price is 10.5, here 10.5, and we need to remove this scroll. So that's why from here what we will do, we'll define input number remove arrows. And if you want to do this, you can just copy, define this, or you can just copy how to define arrows. You can just include this from the W3 schools, and where you will include it on either index.css, something like here. We can just don't need this. Okay, so now if you check, you can see it's now removed. So you can just do a little styling on this input field. So that would be in input. Actually, we will have to define apply. We define focus, outline none. We'll have on focus, we'll have ring. Okay, something like this look, and we will define focus ring colors. So that would be, let me define this type of colors. Here you can see this is the thing. Okay, so what if here the another thing is you need a button. So let's define the button. After this we'll have a button, and this will be submit bit, and here the type will be class name. That would be submit. Sorry, it's not actually type. Type will be submit, and the class name will be busy indigo 600. Then we'll have text white, then we'll have px4 py2, then rounded md on hover busy indigo 700. Okay, let's check. Here is the thing. Okay, so let me check if it's just console log the events. So here, if you just let me open the console, refresh it, everything is fine. If I click here, a model is open. Let me type the name here, email, and right now actually we not receive anything. Here we need to define const handle bit submit, and that would be events. Here we'll have to define an arrow, then we'll define event prevent defaults, and here we'll define on bit submit. We'll call that on bit submit. So if you just do this, then on this form actually we'll define on submit, we'll call bit submit. Okay, and finally if you do this, next what you have to do from the card, actually you can just console log here. Actually let me console log. Console log. Let me define full name, and here we can just define comments, and we'll copy it 3 times. Here you will have your email, and that would be email, and finally last one will be clg bit amounts. So that would be bit amount. Okay, let me check if we are getting the information. Clear it, everything is gone. Here this is the thing, click place bit. Here this is Mamun, here this is my email, and if we hit submit, here you can see button clicked and all the information is captured by here actually. all the information captured by here. And let me try again. Hit submit. So this information is captured on this from here actually. So if you have this, you can just define a data. So const data equals, we can just create an object and pass these actually full name, so equal full name, email, bit amount. So instead of this actually we can just treatment, it will be amount. Okay, so now we don't want to keep it here, we can just remove that. And finally here we can just console log this data. So if you do this, then let me see what happened. Clear everything. If you submit, then you can see it's getting an object. Okay, and we'll have all the amounts. So now this time what actually we have to do, we'll actually integrate our backends. We have to create our backends and implement the payment gateway. So for this, let me close all of this, and here you can see, keep it everything there. Let me close this, and we can also close all the stuff. We'll start the backend. So for this actually, in this server side, let me open the terminal, and here we can see split it. On the right side we'll have cd, and we'll define server. We'll go inside this server, then we will install ExpressJS server. So ExpressJS, then go to expressjs.com, and from here at first we'll have to click this get start. Then you will find the step by step. We have already created the folder, so that's why it's not for me. But here at first we'll have to initialize npm init, and here we'll define -y. So if you just press enter, you can see on this server, it will create a package.json file, and inside this package.json file there will be some information about the app. Here you can see this is the app name, you can customize it, this is the entry points and all of this stuff. So for this, after then you can have to initialize this entry point. You can create a file on this root directory that will be index.js. okay, this is the entry point of the app. After then we'll have to install ExpressJS. So let me paste it here, and we'll also install course. Then we need Axios. Let me define Axios. The command is Axios. We need NodeMoon, so NodeMoon and all of this stuff. So let me press enter for now. Okay, so it's going to install, and after installing this, actually what we'll do, we'll have to click this next, and then here it's a demo server. You can just use this code to set up your first server. Okay, so let me keep it placed on this index.html file, sorry, index.js file, and when it's done, then you can just initialize you can just change this package.json and write a script. Here let me remove this. We'll define a start script, and we'll define NodeMoon index.js. okay, so this is the start script, and to run this server actually we have to run the start script. So that would be npm start. So if you do this, then you can see your app is running on the port 3000. So that is 3000 actually, and it's running. You can just check this way. So localhost 3000, you can just see hello world. If you make any changes here, so hello developer, then you can see refresh it, hello developer. You can include this actually, you can include NFT server is running running something like this. Then if you refresh, then you will see NFT server is running. So that's it, the fast server. If you have fast server setup, here you can just do a customization. You can just define process .env and .port. Here we will just do optional port, that is 5000, and I love this port, so that's why instead of 3000 right now we'll go to 5000 port. So NFT server is running. So if the server is running, for the next actually, so next we have to implement payment. So that's why we'll go to Cryptomus, and it's a better platform to receive cryptocurrency payments. So what you have to do, you have to create an account on this platform. So you can just hit this get started, and then you will drag to the sign up page. You have to sign up it. You can just sign up using your Gmail, but I have already created an account, so that's why it's going to redirect to the login page. But you can easily log in by using your Gmail account. So I'm just choosing these accounts for this actually. Then continue. Okay. And right now at the beginning we can see it's actually dashboard. From this actually you can enjoy personal wallet. You can just receive payments on your personal wallet. You can see there are huge options, and you can choose BTC coins, or you can just choose any type of bitcoins, and you can choose USDT. You can choose a network, so network will be Tor, and then you can just receive. If you just share this, then anyone can pay on your wallet, or you can withdraw money, you can have transfer, and you have conversion. You can choose any conversion, so that would be 5, and here you can choose a currency BTC, and then you can choose the any thing, and you can see this is insufficient balance, as our balance is 0, so that is the thing. Then we'll have business wallet. If you want to integrate with business, then you have business wallet, and that is the thing we will explore. Actually we'll implement this. We'll set up a business wallet and implement API so that we can get paid. Okay, for this actually here you can see I have created a merchant. So at the beginning, so I will start from here, and you should do it. When let me refresh it, and right now we will go to the dashboard. Then what you will do, you will click this business wallet. After then you will go and scroll to this merchant center. Here you have to create a merchant, and you can just define that would be NFT marketplace or something like this, and then you have to click this create, and here you can see you have to set up your API. So that's why you will click this go setup. Then here you will have to input your email and your website link here. So for this, right now these websites is not hosted, so I will just host it on GitHub. Let me go to repositories and then create a new repositories for this front-end website, and here we will define demo NFT Marketplace. Okay, let me create a repository, and we'll host our website. So that's why at first we will have to open the terminal, and now this is the client part. Here we will just set up we'll just pull this Git repository to this repository. So we'll connect this repository. So that's why at first we'll copy this, then from this client part, look, it's on /client, and here put this, press enter. After then the second one is we have to initialize, so git init, paste it here. Then we'll have git dot, you will have git add, and as the extension you will define a dot here. So finally you can just copy the last 4 and paste it here, press enter. With a few seconds, when it's 100%, it's actually writing. Wait until it's complete. So when it's 100%, so it's done, and if you refresh, then you can see a Git repository is created. So if you have a Git repository, then you can just host it on version. So we'll go to versit.com. From there, actually, what you will do, you will have to import in projects, and you can simply look, we just push this git repository, we just create this git repository, and it's just now. So we'll import it, then everything is okay. We can just simply click this deploy. It's a simple project. It's actually right now it's building. So it's done. Right now what you have to do, you have to go to continue dashboard. Then here you can see the website preview, and you will just get a URL here. If you click here, then you can see your website is loaded here. Wait, it's still loading. Okay, now you can see the live. You can share this demo to your friends. Everything is working right now, you can see. And here if you click, then it's the thing, everything is showing perfectly. So if you have, you can just copy this website URL, and as you need a website URL, you can just paste this website URL here and add descriptions. It's maybe you can just define its demo website. Okay, submit. Here you will choose how you can integrate. You can using, if you have a domain hosting, then you can use it DNS to submit this domain. Actually, to verify this domain, firstly you have to verify. So you can either choose any of these three options. First one is you can use DNS. So if you have to include a .txt format on yours hosting providers, so cPanels actually, but I would like to choose this using a meta tag. And then we will copy this and keep it on our index.js file. So index.html file. Here on the client side you can see index.html file, and here after this actually we will define Cryptomus API, and here we will put it actually. So if you do this, then the next option is you can just check it. Okay, actually we'll have to just add a git push, git add. Actually we added, but it's actually not live, so that's why it's actually not working. Let me add, then git commit name. Here we'll define Cryptomus meta, okay, something like this. Git push. You have to wait until it's just deploy again. So it's 3 minutes ago. Wait few seconds. It's still not working. Okay, just now it's okay. And if you refresh your site, and if you check, let me check it on inspect, and here if you click this head, then here if you find this actually Cryptomus API and this is the thing, then it will actually working. Let me now verify it here. So if you check verify, look, it's success. When it's success, you can just confirm it. And now it's on moderation stage, but it takes actually 3 to 4 hours or less just, but they will say it takes up to 12 hours, but the first one is verified within 2 hours, so you can wait until it's completed. But as it's actually I don't have enough time to wait, I will work with the previous one, that is verified domain. So that's why actually what we'll do, we'll just, let me just change this code so that I can just do it soon. Let me, I just when you have verified, you will get this type of verifications. After verifying it, you will just go settings, and then you will just check the status active. But as we have already we have to do it complete, so that's why here I am just paste my code. So that would be BA956 117. So am I correct? or let me replace it. So for this actually here, let me copy this actually from here. I would request you to just wait. It takes only 2 or 3 hours. Let me copy this meta and now paste it here, replace it. Okay, so again we will have to add git dot add, then git push. Sorry, we forget to commit. So git commit dash m will define Cryptomus again, and we'll just git push it. Okay, so still you have to wait. Let me refresh. Okay, now ready. And if you refresh this, now you can see this API is okay. So if this API is set up, the next option is what you have to do. You have to write some code on here actually. So for this actually here, if you let me go to Cryptomus, and here what you have to do, you can just explore their API documentation. There you can see how you get API keys. We have already done that. Then here you can click here, you can see how we can get API. So when the API is ready, we have ready our API. Then the next option is we will have to go to request format. Here you can see the endpoint is this endpoint, and to receive payments actually we will go payments and click this get started. Here you will have some information, but if you go to creating an invoice, actually this is the step. At first we'll connect the API, then we'll set up a checkout routes. So let me just do it. So for the checkout route, we'll have to make a checkout route. We can just create it. We'll define checkout route, and here we will have app.post. It's a post method, and we'll define something like this. Let me include the checkout. So it will be, at first it's payments, but we can name it actually checkout. So here we'll have async, and we'll have require and response. Then we will have a functions, it's arrow function, and inside here, what if actually we will have a try catch block. If any error happens, we can just console the error, and we'll catch the error. Otherwise we can just simply throw the error. So that would be, we can just define that would be res.status 5000, and here we'll define server error or something. Okay, and on this try block actually what we would like to do, here we will simply define const, and here we get amount from the body. So we'll define body dot required dot body, okay. So then if you just console log the amount, then you will get the amount. Okay, so for new, so if we have this, then from the front end actually we will have to include that. So what we do, so for this actually here let me go back to the src, then pages, then products, then cards. So here is the data. So after then what we will do, we will have to fetch it, and we can just do it on try catch block so that we can handle error. So here at first we will fetch, and then we'll fetch to the URL of, I can see here actually we define it checkout. So if you just go to the localhost checkout, we can just to remove the spelling mistake, we can just copy this. Let me define it here. So this is the checkout routes. We will just set it to this position. On this, here we have something like this. Then here we'll pass some headers. So the method will be post, then headers will be content types, and then we'll have JSON that will just pass the data here. After that, we'll have a then we'll get response, then we'll have an arrow. After then, what we'll do, we'll define, let me here define console log error equal error, okay, something like this. And finally, let me throw is throw error, okay. So on this response, actually you can just check if not response dot okay, then you can just throw new error, so here we can include network response was not okay. So otherwise, if not, then you can just define return response.json, and finally here we'll have a catch. Now here we'll have another then, and we'll get data, and then we'll have arrow. Simply we'll just console log clg this data, okay. So if it has, let me check it. So where is the website right now? We'll just refresh it, and if you click here, and right now you can see let me check here, server is running, the front end is obviously running on this port, so everything is running. And if you try to get this and try to hit submit, you can see it's actually blocked by course policy, and here is nothing happens. Why actually this message is actually, look, it's actually blocked by course policy. Here is the course policy. So how you can just fix it? To fix it, we'll go to index.js. Here we'll define const, we'll define actually app dot, we'll define app dot use, and here we'll define express, and we'll convert it to JSON formats, and then we'll have app.use, and we will define, we'll have to include course. So here actually course is not equal, define const course equal require course, okay. Now we'll pass the course here and call it. So right now the server is start running again, and this time let me refresh it. Here we'll choose Mamun and bit amounts, send it. It's actually, there is no error, and right now if you check, here is the amount. So if you are getting the amounts, so if you get the amounts, then what to do? Actually everything is done. We are actually write some code on index.js file, and the next step is we have to set up basic URL and default currency actually. So the thing is that if you just go there on this, when the payment route is just hit, here you will have to include some amounts, currency, and other stuff. So that's why actually we'll set up base route. Let me close it, and here after this we can just define base route. Let me define a comment, so base URL, and here we'll define const, and let me define the name. So it's actually Cryptomus. So let me copy Cryptomus. You can just define any name, and here we will have to define exist. Let me import it. Look, we require, so we'll have to require exist. So const exist equals require exist. Okay, here we'll create exist dot create. What we'll do, let me is that exist installed. Okay, exist is installed, so create, and here we'll set up this. If you want to check the documentation, you can also check it here. At first we are creating the instance, so this instance is something like this. We'll include all of this stuff. That would be exist create, and that would be the thing. So we can just replace this, and we don't need headers and timeout. We'll actually define a path here. So the path will be Cryptomus/p, and let me from the documentations here, let me close these on, these two on actually. After then everything I'm just clearing, so that we have to must think here what we will do. Look, we can just copy this and then we'll paste it here. We don't include these payments, actually we'll keep it base URL. Okay, so after then we'll have to set up a default currency. So we'll define, look, if you just define the request, you have to define amount. So the amount will be string. We have already amount on here. You can see the amount is ready, but here we'll have to define currency. This currency will be obviously a string and it will be a USD. So that's why we need to define currency here. So we'll define default currency, default underscore currency, and that would be USD. Okay, so this two is done. After then we'll have to create an invoice. So to create an invoice here, look how we can just create a invoice. So for this actually we'll create a function first. So const create invoice, it will be a function that will receive an amount, and here, sorry, it will be async function and it will receive an amount. Okay, so then we'll have a try case. If case happens, we can just console log and throw the error. So that will be throw error. Okay, otherwise here we'll get thing done. So here we'll create a data and then we'll create an object. So here amount will be this amount, and then currency, actually we'll need this field amount currency. Then you can just make this copy here. So this is currency. After then we need order ID. So where the asterisk sign, you need this, we need order ID. So this order ID will be, look here, this order ID will be actually a random numbers with alpha dash. Okay, so for this actually what we'll do, we can simply define const crypto equal require crypto, and here we can just generate a random bytes there, crypto dot random bytes. Here we'll define a number, so that would be 12, and then we'll define toString. We'll convert it to a string and we'll define dot hex. Okay, so every time it generates a random bytes, and then look here, we'll have a URL callback. So we'll have a URL callback. This URL callback will be the website URL that we used. So what is the website URL? Demo. So here's, maybe let me try copy. We can just copy this URL and just copy this URL and keep that. But as we have already working here, we will just use this as we are just verified it. So that's why here on this callback URL we will pass this, then we'll include checkout, then we'll define callback. Okay, something like this. After then we'll have on success. If success happens, where we'll redirect. So here you will have on success. Where is actually on success? URL success. Okay, so we'll have something like this, and here we'll define the base URL. So the base URL will be this base URL. Keep it there. Okay, and if you define a time out, so here you'll define live time, and that would be 300. That means 3 minutes actually. So when we have this data, then we'll define a sign here, look. So if you go to webhooks, okay, wait. So from where we're going to go there. Okay, you have to go to request. Then here you can see you'll need a sign. You can see you have a merchant, you have to pass merchant ID and a sign number. Okay, so for this actually what we will do, we'll define a sign. So this sign will be, here we'll have crypto, and then we'll have create hash, and look here what we'll have. We have to define MD5. Here we have MD5, then we'll have update, and here we'll have buffer dot from, then here we'll pass JSON stringify, and we'll pass the data, and finally after this data we'll define to string, we'll convert it to a string, and here the page will be base 64. After then we'll have a plus, and here we'll have to define the API key, payment API key. So still we don't receive the payment API key, and if you check these settings, then here when the website is active you will get the payment API key. We'll copy this, and for this actually we will define a .env folder. So .env folder, and here we'll define payment underscore API underscore key, and that would be this key. Okay, so right now as we define .env, we'll have to let me close this, and here we'll need to install .env package. So .env npm packages, will go there, and let me install it, paste it. Again we can just run the server. Okay, and here we'll define process, but before that what we have to require it. So the way is we have to require it at above at possible. So we'll include it at the top or something like here. then we will have to use this process dot env dot and the payment API key. So this will be payment API key. After then we'll have dot tz biggest, and this biggest, that would be hex. Okay, we have generate our sign. So if you have generate, then we'll have to define a headers. So let me define const headers, and inside this headers we have to pass, look, inside this header we'll have to pass actually two things. We have to pass a merchant and the sign. So we'll call this merchant, and the merchant ID, that would be process dot env, and here merchant ID send underscore ID. We didn't have any merchant ID yet, so let me copy it, go to env file, and here we'll define a merchant ID, and let me collect the merchant ID from the website. So here, look, this is the merchant ID. We'll copy this and include it here. Let me do it, so everything is fine. And after this merchant ID, we'll have to pass this sign. So as this sign is signed, so that's okay. And finally we'll generate a response. This response here we'll define await, then we'll define this Cryptomus, that will define a base URL here. We'll call this Cryptomus here, and then we'll define a post request, and here look, the first thing that we define is here. Actually we'll have to define payments. This is the base URL and this is the payments. So we'll either copy the whole thing, but we'll keep only payments because we have already defined a base URL. So after then, from here we'll pass the data, and then we'll pass the headers. So that would be the headers above. So if you do this, then from here we'll have to return the response.data. So if you do this, then what to do, from the above checkout, we have to use it. So for this, actually after this amounts, here we'll define const, we'll have invoice, and we'll call await, and we'll call this create invoice. So this function from here, and we'll call it, and from here we'll pass this amount from the above. So if you do this, then here you can just define this return and send, that would be invoice. So let me check if this server is running. Yes, server is running, and here is the front end. Let me refresh. Here we'll just define name, email, so bid it. Here you can see a status and a results. With results, actually you will get a URL. So this is the URL. If you copy and paste it on the tab, and then actually let me remove this string sign. You just press enter, then you can see the dollar amount. So that we set actually from this, actually look, we set a amount, so that would be total, and you can just simply choose your currency, and you can just simply choose currency and proceed checkout. So if you just proceed checkout, you can see the payments option is there, and you can just, if you go back to the dashboard and go to the history, then you can see the last payment is here. Actually it's actually the last payment, and you can see this is order ID, So that is exactly the same, and it will check the amount is 2.5 USD. And here if you check, sorry, here you can see check, and this is the time, exactly the same time that's actually here, and it will expire in 3 minutes. So that we define it on the timing block, actually where we actually will define on lifetime. Okay, so after these 3 minutes actually it will be expired. So I hope you can understand how this will work. And now if you want to just proceed pay with Almas, and you can just share this QR code, or you can just share this code so that anyone can pay it. Okay, but if you have balance on Cryptomus, then you can just pay directly with this. So as we have not sufficient funds, so that's why I can just do it. But if you have, then you can just easily do it. Okay, so for the next, actually we will set up a MongoDB server so that we can store these informations. Actually the information we're getting here, we will store this, some of these informations. Okay, so for this actually we will have to create a MongoDB database, and let me go to MongoDB. From here we'll just sign in, and then we'll choose this Google sign in. Let me choose my accounts. Okay, so from this we can just click these click these icons. Okay, you can just click this atlas icons, and then you will get a options to create projects. Here we will define demo NFT Marketplace. You can just define any name, and then you have to click this next. After then you have to click this create. So now wait, here you have to create a database, but before that let me just define the network access. So here you will define an IP address. So let me add current IP address. So your IP address is added, and right now let me add another IP address, and we will define it access from anywhere. Okay, so after then we will back to the database access, and here we'll create a new database users. Here we will have a user, so let me define Mamun 12345. We'll copy it, and on .env file we'll define db user, that would be this, and then we'll have a db password, that would be, let me generate a password. Here we can just copy this password and keep it here. After then what we will do, we will simply define a role, so that would be administrational role, and we'll just hit add users. Okay, the users is created. Now we'll set up database. So go back to the database section, and then create a build database. We'll choose a plan. We will go to the free plan, and then we will make a cluster. So that will be demo NFT Marketplace. You can just name anything. Then we will choose a provider. I choose AWS. Then you will choose your region. You can choose any of your regions, but I think the default is okay for me. And then we'll just hit this create and create deployment. Okay, then it's just showing this a pop-up. Wait a few seconds, then just choose and connect method. Here we have to install a driver, and if you work with Node.js, then you will choose Node.js and the version is okay. Then we'll have to install MongoDB. Let me copy it, and again here we'll install a server and install MongoDB. Here look, the MongoDB is installing. Okay, after then what you have to do, you have to click this full code source code and code sample and copy this. After then we'll back to the index.js file. We'll go above, and maybe here we'll define MongoDB config, and we'll paste the code. So if you have, what you have to do, you have to replace the username and passwords from here. So that's why we'll define a cat sign and a cat sign here. Then we can replace it by using $sign curly braces. We have process.env. Then we'll have db users. So that would be user and db users, and then we replace this password. Process.env.db password. Okay. So if you have everything okay, let me close this. So await client close. Okay. So right now, if you just run your server, npm start, wait. So ping to deployment, that means it's successfully deployed. So what if next you have to create a database? So after this, actually, you can just create a database and collection. Okay, so for this, actually, what we'll define, we'll define const in database. So that would be db here const. So db will define await client dot db. Then we'll define a database name. So that would be NFT market, and we can just define its demo. You can just define any name, and after then we'll define a collection. So the collection will be const collection. Here we'll define await db.collection, and this collection name will be NFT collection or something like this, NFT collection. Okay, so if you have this collection, then what you can do, you can simply copy these checkout routes, cut it, and you can paste it here. Actually, let me format this code. But after this, actually after this invoice, here we'll define const data, and here we'll create a data. We'll define dot body require dot body will receive everything, and then we'll define order id, order underscore id. So that will be invoice, and you can see here actually invoice dot results. So here you can see there is actually results inside this results. So that would be, let me copy, it's actually not copying. So that would be invoice dot result dot order id or something like this. After then you can just choose any of this thing. You can just save any of this thing. I would like to choose the payments status, so that would be payment status, and here we'll have invoice dot results, and we'll define its asset status. Okay, so you can just create an objects. After then what you have to do, you have to define const result, and you will define await. Then we'll just call the collection. So that will be this collection, and then we'll define insert one. So if you want to insert a data, then insert one. Inside here we'll pass the data, and finally we define const response. This response will be invoice. We'll pass true response. So the first one will be invoice, and then we'll pass go db result. So that would be results, something like this. Okay, finally we'll just define here, instead of this invoice we'll just define, well, let me remove this. We can just simply define res.json, and we'll pass this response. Okay, so if you do this, everything is fine. Let me refresh it again, and this time let me close this. Done it. And if you check here, this is the database collection, and it's actually demo database is created. Let me delete this demo database, remove it. Okay, so there is no collections and database here. So what you have to do, you have to just buy a purchase here. So what you will do, let me try to buy this on, place a bid, and here that will be Mamun, and here the amounts, and for now we will choose $100. And if you hit this submit, then you can see invoices, and here we'll have results and acknowledge true. So if you have, let me refresh this, then you can see on NFT collections we'll have a data inserted, that is the amount, order ID is this ID, and this is the payments and this order ID. And here let me refresh this order ID 4F, and this is 4F, so this is the same. We are also getting payments here, though it's not actual payments, but here it's the status that we are save it there. So if you have, the next thing is we'll have to redirect it when actually we submit it. So how you can do it, you can do it from the front end here. When you will get the data here, you have to define window dot location dot href, and then here we'll define data dot invoice. So you will check it, you are getting invoice first, data dot invoice dot, then we'll have inside this invoice we'll have results. So that would be result, then we have the URL. Okay, so if you include this, actually what will happen? Okay, so let me show you. If I refresh it now, let me try to buy this one, define Emma, then Emma at gmail.com, something like this. Then if we just place bid, it's actually when it's successful. Wait, we are not getting success results. Is there any warning happens? Okay, everything is fine, but okay, here actually look, it's redirected to this page, to the payment page actually. And it's if I would like to show you again, let me show you. By default, click here, and that would be Mamun, and it's my Gmail. And if we just hit the submit button, it's redirected to the specific page. You don't have to do manually, it's actually automatically redirected to the payment page. And you choose your currency, you choose the network, and then you simply click this proceed checkout, and it's actually give you the URL. You can just copy this wallet and just pay this using this wallet, or you can just either scan this. But if you have just balance on this personal accounts, then you can just click this proceed pay with Cryptomus. So that is the thing in this video. I hope you understand, and if you get motivated, you can just try to use Cryptomus. Okay, thank you.